had to insert that because that is a prime example. I'm like sitting here shooting a video. I have my bullet points. I know the message I'm trying to convey. That is what the mind does. As soon as I said, hey guys, I'm Angela Jean and welcome to my channel where we talk all things manifestation, meditation, and healing. Today's topic, we are talking about spiritual downloads. What a spiritual download is, when you're most likely to get it, how to recognize it, what to do when you get the download, and what not to do. All right, you guys, let's get started with today's video. Okay, you guys, so to me, a spiritual download are those little whispers that you get throughout life. It's kind of those moments where you're doing something, maybe you're cleaning, you're working out, you're doing something meditative, unknowingly meditative, obviously, and you just get these little whispers and you start having all these big ideas and all these inspirational thoughts of things that you want to do and things that you can be. But then the minute you get done doing what you're doing, you're kind of just dismiss it. But in the moment, you're feeling all these great ideas and you're inspired and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Those to me are the spiritual downloads. And they usually come to you when you're in a meditative state. And a lot of people don't realize sometimes when you're cleaning, you're in a meditative state. If you're cooking, you're actually in a meditative state. If you're gardening, for me, it always comes when I'm on the treadmill, like walking or running, because I'm just focused on one thing, and that's when I get all my big ideas and all my inspirations, and I'm like, think I can conquer the world, right? But then the minute you get off the treadmill, stop cooking, whatever, you just go back to your life, you go back into the hamster wheel of life. So you are actually missing these spiritual downloads. That's what those things are. It's your spirit, God's source, whatever you believe in, trying to direct you on your path of what your purpose is in life, what your dharma is. So when you start to recognize these spiritual downloads, what you need to do is stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. I look funny. Sorry you guys, I had to insert that because that is a prime example. I'm like sitting here shooting a video. I have my bullet points. I know the message I'm trying to convey. That is what the mind does. As soon as I said stop what you're doing, I don't know why that freaking song came into my head, the Humpty Dance, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. That is a prime example. When you get these spiritual downloads, I'm sorry you guys, I have a weird sense of humor, you have got to stop what you're doing and write it down. That is what the mind does. The mind is the ego. It's this little annoying child that constantly needs attention, constantly distracting you from your spirit soul purpose. God, that's a prime example. So you need to stop what you're doing and write down that idea that just came into your head. Write down what you just were inspired by. That's why I always have a notepad with me, but you have no excuse, you guys, because we have our phones and there's a notepad. Jot down the note so that you don't forget, because I promise you, you will forget. So many times I've been on the treadmill, I'm like, oh, I'll write it down when I get upstairs, because I don't want to stop listening to my music or just stop being in the zone. I never remember. Because why? Because the mind start singing the Humpty Dance. You know, it's just like things just happen. Life just takes over. You step off, you have a conversation, and you just keep going. That's why it's so important to stop what you're doing, write down the spiritual download. And then the last thing that you guys need to do, which is the most important thing, is stop kicking the shit out of it. Stop telling yourself why it's not going to happen. Don't worry about the how. That has been taught by so many spiritual teachers, gurus, everyone. Don't worry about the how. Just start planning the what. Whatever your idea was. Do not worry about the how. Do not worry about where's the money going to come from? How's that going to happen? Don't do that, because the minute you start doing that, it's crushed. The minute you send the momentum out into the universe, the minute you're like, yeah, but that but, done. It comes right back. It just stops in motion where it is. It never comes to fruition because it never lands. It's like a plane that you're sending up and you're like directing it, go to Hawaii, no, come back to New York, go there. It's just gonna circle and circle and circle. It's never gonna land. It's never gonna deliver you what it was bringing to you. You know what I mean? So that's the second thing that you have to stop doing. Don't ever say, but, or how, none of that. Just start writing down all your ideas based on whatever your spiritual download was, and keep the notepad tucked away so that you can keep coming back to it with new ideas, because you will start building on this idea. The more energy, the more focus you put into it. Do not put any focus into the how. Ever. Just start planning and planning and building and building and building on this idea. And slowly, the universe will start arranging itself and bringing different opportunities and opening doors to bring this to fruition. So the main thing is to stop what you're doing and write it down, because once you write it down, that is the first step to birth it into the material world. It's out of your mind onto paper, which is material, in the universe now. So that's always the first step. Get it out of your head and into the material world. You have now brought it to fruition. The very first building block of your spiritual download. And that is my babble for today, you guys. Great, I'm done. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my craziness. If you did not get to see the video where I teach you how to act as if, watch that video. It's on the end card right there, meaning if you want to be pregnant, if you want to be a business owner, if you want to lose weight. I act out one particular scene. So basically just take that script and then customize it to yourself. But that's how you do it. And then if you have not subscribed to my channel, click the circle next to me and I'll see you guys in a few days.